really, really nice to be here with you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Leap 1.0. I'm so happy to have each and every one of you here, my audience. It's a lovely one, and this is coming to you from the Humanity Initiative, as you already know. If you do not know, the Humanity Initiative is an awesome initiative put together to be able to help men and women, not just women, men and women live their best lives in this post-pandemic economy and forward on. So the Leap 1.0 is actually a part of the event of the Humanity Initiative scheduled for the year 2021 as part of the very many events that the Humanity team, of which I am a member, have strategically put together to provide our teaming audience, people like you and I, with the map to be able to thrive in this post-pandemic economy. The reason we want to do this is because we know that each and every one of us needs the knowledge. Why knowledge? Because knowledge will cast out fear. So our team of experts have carefully selected lots of topics covering different areas such as leadership, such as politics, such as governance, international trade, parenting, environment, online marketing and branding. And we are hoping that these such topics will be able to help us to scale from this point onward. My name is Enovong Alphonsus, and I'm here welcoming you once again to the Leap 1.0. I wish everyone that's watching to clap. So please, wherever you're tuning in from, I'm so happy to let you know that this is going to be an awesome milestone. This particular event is going to be informing, it's going to be educative, it's going to be awesome. So please share the link, please. If you're watching on Facebook, share the link. If you're watching from YouTube, kindly call friends, call family, call everybody, share to one person, share to two people, call your friends because this is going to be an awesome one. There is a whole lot we're about to talk about. We have seasoned experts and teachers, seasoned coaches who are here to make sure that we partake and we share of the very awesome topics that will help you move your life forward. We're talking about change and how you can scale through change. We're talking about the lots of things that can actually make 2021 worth it. We're just beginning January. You don't have to be afraid. There's still 11 months to go, and we're about to take you through a ride to help you make sure that 2021 does not come to you impromptu. Like 2020 took all of us by surprise with Corona, and the whole wide world was actually shut down at the time. We're trying to make sure that we don't ever shut down that badly anymore. And welcome once again to Leap 1.0. So it's about 6 minutes into our conference, and without wasting too much time, I would like to let you know about our speakers tonight. I think I'll just begin to introduce the first speaker. The first speaker is someone that we know so much. She is an awesome woman who happens to be a certified DISC consultant. She's a relationship expert. She's actually the convener of the Global Humanity Conference. She's the chancellor of the Eunice Thomas Leadership Academy, a very awesome and amazing woman who has made her mark in politics in Nigeria, having been a commissioner 2 times in Akwa Ibom State, and is currently an author of a new bestseller, A Dozen Laws of Humanity. Please, I have the privilege, the pride, the honor, and I am super elated to be here to listen to this lady. And before I say her name, please, I'd like to ask you who's joining us to get your pen, to get your sheets of paper, because it's about to go down heavy. And when this lady opens her mouth, nothing comes out but awesomeness. So please, I hope your pen and your paper is ready as we have our very first speaker. Please help me wherever you are to feel excited as I welcome the first speaker in person of the awesome Dr. Eunice Thomas. uh, Okay, I'm so sorry. Dr. Thomas is she's joined us. She will be joining us again. I really am so sorry. I hope please if you're whatever you're joining us with, whether you're joining with your phone, joining with your PC, kindly check and make sure that the sound is okay. Feel free to leave comments, please, on Facebook, on YouTube. Tell us anything you might need us to know. Share whatever nuggets that you get as you listen. Make sure that if a very hot drop line actually hits you, make sure you share it with someone else so that we can also know what it is that you felt was powerful enough as we receive our lectures. We're going to have three lectures today. I bet it's going to be three, not two, but two or three. And I want to assure you, these lectures are about changing. We're all about changing the way we view things. We're all about changing how leadership is seen. We're all about changing how parenting is seen. We're all about changing how doing business in these times are seen. Lady Thomas, Dr. Thomas, I think she's back here. Okay, so report reaching me. I would like to let you know how you can join us, please, and how you can tell your friends to join. They don't necessarily have to go register all from the onset. Please, you can share this link from the Facebook page. Please kindly just share the live from the Facebook page, please. The Womanity Initiative, that's the page. Thank you so much where you're already watching from. And also from YouTube, kindly share it. Share it to WhatsApp. Share it to friends on Facebook. Share it to other people. We want to read your comments. We want to hear from you when the lectures begin. Thank you so much. So I'd like to ask, how many of us did 2020 take us by storm? How many of us did 2020 actually come and rock us very seriously? 2020 for me started very awesomely. It was a beautiful year, and in all honesty, by 2020 I had taken a trip out of the country. And it was fun, and I was hoping that the rest of the year will be that awesome, and that I'll be able to meet new people. I'll be able to have, in fact, honestly, 2020 is a year I had planned that by December I would have seen about 3 or 4 countries, and I would have made new friends of different races. But by January, everywhere was fine, and we're all doing good. Hello, we met people, we hugged, we had fun, we ate in restaurants, we were up and down. Oh, man, I can see you smiling. Yes, you know the 2020 story. Mm. Sorry. Uh, okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hello. Okay, thank you so much. We're really sorry. That's due to some technical issues that weren't sorted almost, couldn't be sorted almost immediately. I thank you so much, you that's still here with us. So, in just a few minutes, a speaker will actually return. In the moment, would like to welcome you once again with this video motivation to actually get your life going the best way you can. Please sit tight.
There is nothing you cannot be, there's nothing you cannot do, there's nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. Who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. I tell you this, you are your own rule maker. You set the guidelines, and you decide how well you have done, how well you are doing. For you are the one who has decided who and what you really are, and who you want to be. And you are the only one who can assess how well you're doing. All you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it. Do you want your life to truly take off? Life will take off for you then, when you choose for it to.
Make a choice. Like, you just decide.
You have not so chosen as yet. You have procrastinated, prolonged, protracted, protested. Now it's time that you promulgated and produced what you have been promised.
What it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Your world would not be in its present condition were you to have simply listened to your experience. The result of your not listening to your experience is that you keep reliving it over and over again. You cannot resist something to which you grant no reality. The act of resisting a thing is the act of granting it life. When you resist an energy, you place it there.
You attract not just what you fear, you attract what you feel, what you are.
The more you resist, the more you make it real, whatever it is you're resisting. What you open your eyes to look at disappears. That is, it ceases to hold its illusory form. If you look at something, truly look at it, you will see right through it and right through any illusion it holds for you. leaving nothing but ultimate reality in your sight. In the face of ultimate reality, your puny illusion has no power. It cannot long hold you in its weakening grip. You see the truth of it, and the truth sets you free. Only when you say, I did this, can you find the power to change it. It is much easier to change what you are doing than to change what another is doing. The first step in changing anything is to know and accept that you have chosen it to be what it is. You are always in the process of creating, every moment, every minute, every day. How you can create we'll go into later. For now, just take my word for it. You are a big creation machine, and you are turning out a new manifestation literally as fast as you can think.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And as you can see, what you want to be, you can be. You actually decide.
You're here now.
First of all, have to decide. And two, tell yourself the truth that whatever has been up to now is because you have allowed it to be. Ladies and gentlemen, at about this point, I want to welcome you once again to the Awesome Leap 1.0. Like I've told you before, or maybe you didn't hear this clearly. So, Leap is one of the many events of the Humanity Initiative, which is scheduled for the year 2021. We're happy to have the progenitor and the lady in charge. I'd call her the convener of the Global Humanity Conference. Welcome, ma'am. So I was just introducing Leapp. So let me first of all say thank you so much for birthing this wonderful opportunity, which each and every one of us have been able to take advantage of since last year. I am a proud member of the Humanity team, and I am so happy to work with you, to know you, and to always listen to you, ma'am. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, Inobong. My pleasure. Good
Thank you.
evening. Good evening,
Thank
my
you so much,
viewers and
ma'am.
friends out there.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Well,
viewers, as I said,
thank you.
this is one of the programs that is made to strategically provide you, our audience, with information on how to scale through 2021 and not be taken unawares like 2020 had done to us. The topics that have been chosen for Leap 1.0 are actually to give us knowledge to be able to combat the post-pandemic economy. And why knowledge? Because knowledge will cast out the fear. Our viewers, we actually ask you to hold on because this is a great milestone. This is a fortune packaged for you for free. And the team members of the Humanity Initiative have selected these topics that range from politics to governance to international trade to environment, online marketing and branding, because it's our earnest belief that these areas are going to arm you with high level information that will actually help you and give you the necessary tools to journey through this path of life and beyond. So let me use this opportunity to welcome the awesome Dr. Eunice Thomas. I've already spoken about this wonderful woman. This is a certified DISC consultant who's a relationship expert and, like I said, the convener of the Global Humanity Conference. I would also like to mention that she's the chancellor of the Eunice Thomas Leadership Academy, and she's also the great author of a new bestseller that's going to hit you hard. A Dozen Laws of Humanity. What an awesome book. If you haven't picked your copy yet, you should. Ladies and gentlemen, a woman well vested with political prowess, having been a two-time commissioner in Nigeria, in a state, in Akwa Ibom State. I would like to please ask you to rave with joy as we're about to listen to the awesome speaker, the awesome lady Eunice Thomas, as she takes us through a very wonderful topic, 2021 and the Pygmalion effect. 2021 and the Pygmalion effect. Before I actually let everyone on to Dr. Thomas, Dr. Thomas, the Pygmalion effect. Tell us something. Why this awesome topic with you?
Wow, what a pleasure to have you again, Inobong. You're such a good company anytime, any
Thank
day.
you.
To my
Thank you, Mom.
awesome friends and viewers out there, to everyone that's connected to the Leap 1.0, I want to say a very good year to you. And I believe that the year is looking kind already, looking radiant, looking very supportive. But we do not want to leave the year by itself. We want to guide the year to support us, to work with us. And we want to do that beginning with ourselves, beginning with the mindset. So, what is Pygmalion effect and why Pygmalion effect? Pygmalion effect is a psychology of success. It is sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. In 1968, two friends came together. Um, a certain Lenore Jacobson came together with his friend, what's that guy's name? Robert, and they came together and they took a study on how our expectations impact our achievements. And finally, they got to say that our expectations don't only influence and motivate our goals and our visions, that they do actually impact and determine if we succeed or if we fail. So, what really then is Pygmalion effect? It is that thing that makes you believe that you can succeed and it comes to happen. And that same thing that makes you believe that you can fail and then you fail. So, looking at the year, looking at all the complications that came with the year 2020, it is likely that we approached the year 2021 with fear, with anxiety, with doubts, with some emotional mixture. But I want to assure you that if you sit up and expect a win, then you can as much have that win. If you sit back and expect to lose, I guarantee you, even if I believe in you, you will still lose. So, guys, everything is up for grabs. The year is ready for you, and I hope you're ready for the year. Looking at Pygmalion
Wow.
effects, looking at the
I think
Pygmalion
I
effects,
think this lecture has already begun. So we're gonna give you the stage. Please roll on, ma'am. I'm gonna pick my pen and paper. And please, everyone, get your pen, get your paper. Please, lectures has actually begun. Welcome the awesome Dr. Eunice Summers for 2021 and the Pygmalion Effect. Thank you, ma'am. It's your stage.
thank you. Thank you. So, the Pygmalion effect is simply that you believe that you will win and then you win. You do not believe that you will win, you just fail. The expectations of people on us, of us, actually goes a long way in tempering our success or determining our failures. If my boss believes in me, your boss believes in you, we believe in ourselves, and everyone believes in us, there's a high expectation that we will succeed at whatever task or whatever it is that we set out to do. The opposite would always be the case if otherwise they do not believe in us. But no matter who believes in you, the power, the one with the source, the one with the power is you. You are the one that is responsible for what becomes of your vision and what becomes of your dream in the year 2021. Think about it. Somebody comes into the room, maybe your lecturer or your boss comes into the room and hands you a tie and says, please knot me this tie, not it just this way. It's easy. You're going to knot that's that's your teacher, because that's your boss, believes in you, has a high expectation of you, it's very, 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 very probable that you will quickly knot that tie and you'll hand it over, and then you'll have your applause. But imagine that he comes in with the same tie and hands it out to you and tells you, I've been struggling with this tie. Almost everybody that has bought this tie hasn't been able to knot it. I want you to give it a try, even though I know that you may not be able to knot it. My darling, it is definite that you will struggle and struggle and you may not be able to knot the tie. That, of course, is because he has no faith in you and has diminished your faith in yourself. So, from where does self confidence come in the case of the Pygmalion effect? Where does self confidence come from? Oh, Madupe, it's nice to have you on the call. Good evening, my darling. So, where is the place of self-confidence? Self-confidence will come from about four pillars. Let's begin to explore the four areas from where we can garner the confidence to have high expectations of ourselves and go ahead and succeed at our tasks and our endeavors. The first would be your experience. We want to see experience in 4 levels, 4 categories. You have the mastery experience. Mastery experience will be you doing something, overcoming your fear, and experiencing things by yourself. Think about the very, very first day you tried to ride a bicycle. Everybody told you will fall off the bicycle if you ever stopped at. Yes, yes, yes. Somehow you got to ride that bicycle. You fell off that bicycle. You came back on that bicycle. Long after you fell off the bicycle, you no longer remember how you even rode the bicycle because you've been riding ever since. So that you could overcome that fear, you mustered the courage, you had the courage, so the mastery experience will give you courage and will give you resilience, will give you the confidence to pursue your dreams. So go ahead and say yes to the many things that you've never said yes to. Go ahead and step out of the comfort zone. Go ahead and try and kill those fears, all of the things that have burdened your minds. I want you in 2021 to attack your fears. Look them straight in the eyes and say, you see, you're quitting my path because I want to succeed. And then you just will succeed. The next kind of experience is the vicarious experience. In the vicarious experience, you just need to watch somebody achieve a big feat. Think about you at the Olympics, where somebody runs a marathon or somebody runs a sprint, and then the person is handed the trophy. That is a vicarious experience. You never thought somebody could jump from a 21 story, using a rope, and the person has hit the iceberg, has come down. And, think about one very big feat that somebody has achieved. Look again at an artist, that comes and sings the highest notes ever and takes it really high. It will make you believe in yourself. For a vicarious experience, you need to see someone overcome a big, big hurdle. You have to see someone achieve a big feat. That way, you are energized. You are motivated. It gives you inspiration and the motivation that you need. So look at it. Begin now to watch movies. Go in search of people and experiences that they have had that you would like to explore yourself. The next kind of experience will be the Bandura's theory. In 1968 or so, thereabouts, a certain guy came up. His name is Albert Bandura. So Bandura's theory talks about your self-determination theory, your self-efficacy. Think about it. Even if you had the know-how, if you do not believe that you can do it, no matter what anybody tells you, you may never be able to do it. So this theory gives you, is a theory of self-determination. It ensures that you have self-efficacy. It gives you autonomy over yourself. That means you begin to take decisions for yourself. You must take responsibility. Human beings are social animals. We have just 3 basic needs: the need for relatedness, the need for competence, and the need for autonomy. These things will teach us to be committed. So you're committed to your relationships, and then it will teach you to be resilient. Where you want to learn and get good at whatever you're doing. So it helps you to drive your passion. That's where you meet your need for competence. And then autonomy. You want to be in charge of yourself. You want to take decisions for yourself. You want to have agency over your life. Think about the decisions that you've been making. Are you in charge of your decisions? Think about this, your dress that you're wearing tonight. Did you choose to dress this way? Or did you have to dress this way because somebody asked you to dress this way? And then if you had your way, would you change the way you've taken decisions? Will you take responsibility, or you will still delegate your responsibility? That is one thing that will help you. The Bandura's theory tells you to take agency over your life, because once you've taken agency over your life, you grab control concerning your future, and then you can attempt many things, knowing full well that you will take responsibility for your actions. Then the fourth experience, I would say, would be your emotional and physical experiences. This comes in many shapes and sizes, from broken bones to broken hearts, and all of those. They teach you about yourself. You get to know very much more about yourself as you experience your heartbreaks, as you also try to do things that you've never done before. This is the time to step out, challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, take your dangers with you, take the lessons with you, pack your bag, and get on the way. Now, you would want to ask me what the difference between autonomy and self-efficacy is. I would want to tell you now that autonomy is your desire for the control over yourself, but self-efficacy is your trust, your belief in the capacity that you have. So think about it. If you had a colleague who has the title on the job, has the tools that are there, has been to school and has been trained, his capacity has been built, and he's handed a task with some loose instructions, and then your boss comes in, this your big boss steps in, and then the other one, the one to whom the task was assigned, did a mess of it. That may not be because they did not know what to do. It could have been that he did not believe that he had the control to do the things that he needed to do. So your self-efficacy is your belief in the control that you have over yourself, while your self-autonomy is the desire to have control and actually practice control, take agency over your life. So even when you're able to do things for yourself, please trust that you are able to do those things and that you depend on yourself. It's self-dependability. Well, this is it that I have for you tonight. I hope that I still have a few minutes to talk to you about minimalism, because that is the key into the year. Minimalism is nothing, it's not a big deal. It is not you leaving this world, it is you living in the world to add value. It just means that less is more. Less is more. So, in every area of your life, you want to take your time to look at the things that really add value to you. If you're offended and you carried your offense, does it add value to you, or does it diminish the value that you have for yourself and for the world? If you listen too much to people's opinion about you, what does that do to you? Does it help you add value to your life and to other lives, or does it just keep decreasing your self-worth and self-value? That's one area of your life you want to look into. And then if you're an impulsive buyer, if you buy too much, you call yourself a collector. That means you're in pursuit of the trophies of success. You care about the title, you care about the big car, you care about the fancy clothing, you care about the big house, and then you care about those titles, Doctor, Mrs., PhD, Honorable, blah, 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 blah. Those things do not add value to you. They take value from you. Don't forget, when you have a big car, you have to service the car, you have to furnish the house, you do all of that. So minimalism is that you take your time to look at the things that will count for you, will add value to you, to your life, and will help you add value to other lives in this year 2021. Think about it. How do you become a minimalist? It's simple. You can try a packing party. So you can empty your space into one or two rooms in your house and look at the things that you will be moving from, from that room. In the space of 1 month, you will know the things that are really essential to you at home and at work. I tried something. I moved my internet from the office to my office at home. So I've been working from home and I find myself becoming more productive, because in the office, I will run my power set and I will have to fuel it. I will entertain guests. And in the end, I just sit there and, and offer value for free. But at home, I mean, not everybody would come home, and of course, I'm not supposed to be working from home, but I've maximized the internet service that I have at home. I can now say, okay, I'm not going to touch unless in days when I have work with my phone. I will not touch my phone for 3 hours. After 3 hours, I just go there and respond to messages, send out messages. I am rooted in WhatsApp. I don't visit other social media handles because I'm trying to manage my time. I'm trying to add value to myself and to my clients. The other thing is that I do not have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of that on the phone, so that my phone can work for me and I derive absolute value from it. Think about the things that you want to take out of your life so that you add more value to your life. That is what it means by minimalism. That is what it means by having less to become more. Decluttering your mind, decluttering yourself, adding value to yourself in every area of your life. Time will fail us to dig deeper into the minimalist theory, but I will implore you to please take a third look at yourself. I know you've done the second look already, so you want to take a third look and look at areas where you want to minimize. You want to cut down on the number of your friends so that you can add value to the ones you really call your friends. You want to watch the places where you go so that in becoming too friendly or you're becoming popular, you change the word to becoming common. So you're everywhere and nobody, you cannot add maximum value to yourself and to the places where you go. You want to mind the things that you say, you want to mind the things that you wear, you want to mind the things that you eat, you want to mind everything concerning yourself so that you can conserve value for yourself and for your community. Once again, think about yourself as a winner, expect to win, and you simply will win. I thank you for the privilege of your time, and I look forward to more of these sessions with you. Take advantage of the Womanity Initiative. Almost everything that we do is for free. I do not want you to miss the opportunities within the year. I wish you every success as you get on the journey of becoming your best self and engaging your future coming now. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Nobong. Thank you.
You. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. The pages of my book kind of filled because I've had a whole lot to write from you. The Pygmalion effect. That's awesome. More like self-fulfilling prophecies. You ought to already start believing that you will win because if you allow that negative self-talk in you to already start telling you that it won't work, or if there are people around you who are not giving positive remarks from time to time to keep enforcing the positivity in you, it could just be that you accept that noise in your environment and it becomes a negative. It becomes a prophecy to the negativity that might befall you. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. This is really awesome. And I have also taken a whole lot about minimalism. You know something I'm going to try out? An audience, my viewers out there, I think you should try the same thing. I wrote it down. You know when you said something about minimalism and then you mentioned you pack out all stuff from your room and then you begin to pick them back up by one into the room and then you see what you really need in the space that is clear and what you don't need. Each and every one of us should try that. Those at our space is a mess. I'll do that. I honestly will do that. And then please, before I let you go, Dr. Thomas, and before I take the comments, I'm hoping that you would tell us a little more about your book because you have a bestseller. I have been privileged to know about a dozen laws of humanity. Please, would you love to talk about it? And also, do you have an offer for your audience, please?
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I've been excited. I've lost sleep excitement over the book A Dozen Laws of Humanity. It's as a result of everything I've tried to practice all my life. Hi, Blessing. Thank you, Blessing Ekere, for coming on. Engineer Nimoso, it's a pleasure to have you on the call. Thank you very much. Oh, Pigel, thank you, Patty. Oh my God. Samantha. Wow, Samantha, thank you for coming on. Oh my, Chika doing. My God. Oh, Francis Echo. No, don't worry. My God. Oh no. Thank you, my lovely people, for coming on the call. It's simple. A Dozen Laws of Humanity is a book of laws. It's not just a book. It's a self-help life guide for you. It will show you those things that you ought to do to make your life simpler better and do it in a quicker, faster, greater way. You want to be phenomenal? Go ahead and purchase that book. And know that it comes with a workbook. That workbook makes you become intentional. A dozen laws of humanity is actually coming to us with 12 solid laws that if any human being on earth can practice those 12 laws, I can assure you, beyond any equivocation whatsoever, you will be a phenomenon. That is true. So it will be taught by 12 certified coaches and mentors. They will bring their perspectives of the laws up, and then it will be an interactive session. We have a mentoring for 6 months where we'll practice 2 laws per month. And then these laws will be taught by these mentors and coaches who are certified and they're on the globe. They're not Nigerians, they're not Africans, a mixture of globally certified coaches, people who are practicing at this time, people who are certified on different areas of coaching. That's one. And then that workbook is essential that when you get the book, you get it along with it. Of course, there's no way you are going to be sold the book without the workbook. For my friends, for my guests, for my viewers who have joined us tonight, whoever is coming on the Leap 1.0, once you're registered, I give you a 50% discount on the e-copies. So go there and download. I'm going to post you a link. Look at it right there. Click on that link. And then you have it for 4,000 naira, $10 instead of 8,000 naira or $20. So go there and pick it up, download your copy, and please try and jump into the mentoring session. You will not believe who you will become. I tell you, it is no longer what you will be doing, it is who you will be next. I want to see you at the Success Avenue. Good to have you. Please take advantage. It doesn't want Laws of Humanity, the book and the workbook for 50% of the cost. So we go. Like I love to say, we move.
This is beautiful. Thank you so much. So please let me say on behalf of each and everyone who's watching, thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. It has been super awesome listening to you as always. As always, I would note. And please do not forget, this is a great offer. Dr. Thomas has just written not just an ordinary book. This is a dozen laws put out in actionable plans in this book. I have been privileged to get my copy of this book already, and it is awesome. The workbook, I am blessed to know that one could think of you and I that much and then put that sort of intention into creating such a plan and a workbook for each and every one of us to be able to follow and to take action. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. It means a whole lot. I am super blessed. Thank you. And please, I want to re-echo this. Just because of this webinar, Dr. Thomas is actually giving you 50% off the book. If you order today, that's for the e-copy. So you can get the e-copy for 4,000 naira. If you still want to get the hard copy and the hard copy workbook, please, it's available on flutterwave.com. That's flutterwave.com/ADLW-LEAPP. It was already there, and we're going to put it up again, please. We're going to put it up again so that you can take advantage of this great offer. And this offer is not going to be for long. So please take advantage of it today, please. Take advantage of it today. I'm very sure she's giving this because of this conference. So thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. Thank you so much. We're so happy to have had you. And we'll just move on to taking some of the comments. Will you stay for the comments? You can stay for some of them. Let me actually check some of the comments that came on in case you'd like to respond. So we have Womi James on the call. Itita Ekwe, thank you. This Samantha. Samantha said, great job. Great job. God bless you. Great job. God bless you. And for this selfish sacrifice, for this selfless sacrifice, I'm so sorry. You're investing in humanity, and God will surely reward you. Ouch.
Amen.
I'm glad to be
Amen.
so powerful.
Amen.
Thank you. Ijide Kastelu, thank you so much. Ijoma.
Ije. Thank you.
And then there's Ini Besunje. Thank you so much. There's Patience Afan. There's No
Ah,
Worry.
thank
Ikbu.
you.
And
Thank
Samantha
you.
again. Oh, lots of messages.
Thank
Lots of messages.
you.
Blessing Ekere says,
Oh,
great
thank
lecture.
you.
Wow,
Thank
this is
you.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
And someone,
you.
yeah, attack your fears. This is nice.
Thank
Lots and nuggets
you.
to take home from
Thank
Dr. Thomas.
you.
Dr. Thomas, we're grateful. Thank you. We wish we could keep you here forever, but no, please. We just have to say thank you. God bless you. We want
Thank
to have you
you.
another time, so
Thank
we're gonna
you,
let you go
sir.
now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
And
you.
just at
Thank
this
you.
point, we're going to have a very short video break. And when we come back from this video break, we're going to talk about our next speaker, what we're looking out for, and what the Humanity Initiative is packaging for the rest of the year. Please stay tuned. Don't go far away. Short video break. We will be right back.
There is nothing you cannot be, there's nothing you cannot do, there's nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. Who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. I tell you this, you are your own rule maker. You set the guidelines, and you decide how well you have done, how well you are doing. For you are the one who has decided who and what you really are, and who you want to be. And you are the only one who can assess how well you're doing. All you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it. Do you want your life to truly take off? Life will take off for you then, when you choose for it to.
Make a choice. Like, you just decide.
You have not so chosen as yet. You have procrastinated, prolonged, protracted, protested. Now it's time that you promulgated and produced what you have been promised.
What it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Your world would not be in its present condition were you to have simply listened to your experience. The result of your not listening to your experience is that you keep reliving it over and over again. You cannot resist something to which you grant no reality. The act of resisting a thing is the act of granting it life. When you resist an energy, you place it there.
You attract not just what you feel, you attract what you feel, what you are.
The more you resist, the more you make it real, whatever it is you're resisting. What you open your eyes to look at disappears. That is, it ceases to hold its illusory form. If you look at something, truly look at it, you will see right through it, and right through any illusion it holds for you, leaving nothing but ultimate reality in your sight. In the face of ultimate reality, your puny illusion has no power. It cannot long hold you in its weakening grip. You see the truth of it, and the truth sets you free. Only when you say, I did this, can you find the power to change it. It is much easier to change what you are doing than to change what another is doing. The first step in changing anything is to know and accept that you have chosen it to be what it is. You are always in the process of creating, every moment, every minute, every day. How you can create we'll go into later. For now, just take my word for it. You are a big creation machine, and you are turning out a new manifestation literally as fast as you can think.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for still staying with us. And it's about time for another powerful lecture. And in all honesty, I want to let you know that I am super glad because something has touched me, and what might have been the thing I take home might not be what you take home. There's a whole lot of nuggets that Dr. Thomas to do things when our minds are positively oriented. How when our minds are actually with the right type of information. And that goes to tell you, from the way she explained it, the influence that what people say around you and what you say to yourself has on the outcomes of the things you're doing. There's an influence over how you achieve what you achieve based on the self talk you give yourself and based on what you allow the people in your environment to keep saying to you. So, someone is going to say, in our family, we don't always have, we've never had first class, we've not had a graduate. You can imagine that can become a problem for you eventually. So someone can say, oh, Lady Irabo, oh, I'm so happy to have this awesome woman. Thank God you're here. So, like I said, someone can say that in our family this does not happen, this does not happen. If you do not correct that kind of information, you could just go about it. Then at the end of the day, what happens is that you never still achieve that thing. So rather than do that, if there is nobody to start telling you, oh, you should try, or oh, you should go to school, or oh, you should do this, you should be the one to start telling yourself that. Don't even wait for it. Do your self prophecy. Tell yourself you're going to make it. Tell yourself you have to come out the winner. Tell yourself you're going to go for it and you're going to get it. And then work towards it. Just believe in it. Believe in it that that thing you're looking out for, you're going to get it. And you will. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I want to thank you, everybody who's listening, all of you that sent in your comments. We have the awesome lady Ivrabo. I have been told that the very wonderful lady Blessing Irabo is around the corner. I'm so happy, so pleased to have you, my lady. She's going to be our next speaker, and I'm going to tell you a little about our next speaker and the topic that she's going to be handling. On to our next speaker. She is a very wonderful woman. She is the president and CEO of Blissomo International Limited. She's actually based in Benin City in Nigeria. I told you that we're supposed to have 3 lectures today, 3 powerful, life-changing, mind-shifting lectures. And one of these lecturers is actually available at the moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 remaining lecturers are also powerful women, just like the powerful Lady Thomas. We're trying to make sure that our second speaker is supposed to be Lady Irabo. She's the one I've been speaking about. We're trying to make sure, I think for technical reasons, we're still connecting her. Please, ma'am, if you're around, please, 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 I beg you, kindly make sure that you stay on with us because we are ready for you. But if we can't fix you in almost immediately, we just have to let the other lady go on, please. Do not move away, please. I'm going to make sure that we sort you up. So I think we have readily available, her screen is set and everything is set. The other speaker, that's Dr. Thompson, Dr. Lola Thompson, who happens to be a human resources professional, a very wonderful business strategy executive and leadership coach. She has almost 2 decades of experience working with large multinationals under her belt, and she's equipped with leadership and management analytics, communications, and coordination skills. She's a marvelous woman. She's an awesome coach. When I tell you that Leap 1.0 was here to shift your life and turn things around and get you ready for 2021 and make sure that nothing takes you by storm or by surprise like 2020 did, We were very correct about this. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, please would like you to make welcome with us by jeering up and raving with joy and having your pen and paper in hand as we welcome our next speaker, Dr. Lola Thompson, who will be speaking on anti-fragility and the future of work, the evolution of career. So is Dr. Lola available with me already?
I am, thank you.
Hi, thank you so much.
Can you hear me though? I want to know if everyone can hear me.
I can hear you, and I'm sure that every other person can hear you. You are
Awesome,
very beautiful, Dr. Thompson.
Thank you so much. So are you?
You have to let us know
twinning.
something.
We're twinning, actually. I think we're wearing the same colors.
I feel good. You have to let me know something. Do you look this good every day? Or you just look good like this only on an evening that you are doing a webinar with someone? You have to let me understand.
You know, there's something Dr. Thomas says. She says, you're like the people around you. So that's why the beauty is just from you people are radiating on me. You and Dr. Thomas.
Okay, what I will do quickly is to make sure that I give you the stage so that you can give us all that you've brought for us. Anti-fragility, that is a very, very wonderful topic. I understand that that's a topic that is dealing with change and how we are accepting to deal with the new era that we're finding ourselves. I hope that we will all be blessed by the time we're done listening to you. And as I have taken my paper and my pen in hand, I'd like to give you the stage, my lady. Welcome, Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Maja. Thank you. Can you please play the video? There's a short video I just want to share with everyone.
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, "Wasting her time. She's too shy to put her best foot forward." Turned down by the Decca Recording Company, who said, "We don't like their sound and guitar music is on the way out." A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
COVID-19 is one of the biggest crises of our time. It has impacted every single one of us, shaken our social systems, and disrupted every sector of our economies. The automation of work, combined with a global recession, led workers to lose their jobs at an accelerated pace compared to previous years. And this trend is expected to continue. The ongoing shift in the division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms might displace 85 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 years, while 97 million new roles, ones that are more adapted to this new task distribution, may emerge. By 2025, companies expect to displace roughly 6% of their total workforce. 1 in 2 workers will need reskilling, and those remaining in their current roles will need to update 40% of their skill set to adapt to the changing labor market. There is a way to collectively benefit from these challenging times. Decades of research have shown that the most valuable asset of any economy or company is its human capital. Around the globe, companies are already experiencing a shortage in relevant skills for future roles and are investing in reskilling and upskilling their workforce. By 2025, organizations say they will train over 70% of their employees to ensure they can smoothly transition into the jobs of tomorrow. These include DevOps engineers, artificial intelligence specialists, digital marketing managers, talent acquisition specialists, and customer success specialists. It will take on average between 2 weeks and 5 months for workers to pick up new skills, allowing them to move into these new roles. But data shows they won't need to have the perfect skill set to start transitioning. While 2/3 of employers expect to get a return on investment in employees' reskilling programs within just 1 year, governments will also need to step in to update and fund education and training systems and to ensure displaced workers have adequate safety nets. With purposeful leadership and collaboration, we can turn this global crisis into a unique opportunity to transition into a future of jobs that is inclusive, fair, and sustainable.
Thank you very much. As you can see, this is the reality that we live in. As much as we all hear about everyone wanting to become an entrepreneur, starting up this and starting up that, it is clear that not everyone can become an entrepreneur. In fact, let me shock you. It's not everyone that God created to become an entrepreneur. Because indeed, some of us will have to work for the entrepreneur to succeed. We have to work a career. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. I'm going to be talking about anti-fragility being a major feature of the evolution of work. I would like to share my screen. Can I share my screen? Or will you share my slides, please?
Yes, please, you can share your screen from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen, please?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Are you able to see my screen now? Awesome.
Yes, we can see your screen now, the evolution of career. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So basically, as I said earlier, work is changing. It's not everyone that will be able to start a company. So some of us have to understand, how do we fit in? How are we able to navigate this new normal? Like we saw in the video that I just showed, the impact of COVID-19 on jobs. About 85 million jobs will be lost. But the good news is about 97 will be created. Where do you fit in there? So I always start with historical materialism, because for us to understand the future, yes, indeed, this is a black swan event. Nobody was planning for it. Nobody imagined it will happen. But how do we know about the future is looking at what has happened in the past. What can we learn from history? We can learn from history that there were several industrial revolutions, and these had impact on how we do business. This had impact on the economy. It had impact on careers. We learned from history that change is inevitable. That's the only thing that is constant. There will be change. So we cannot bury our head in the sand and say, no, I'm not changing. I just want to do things like I've always done it. We learn from history that only the fittest will survive in life, in business, and especially in career. This is not a prophet of doom case. I'm not here to spread bad news. I'm here to encourage you, to motivate you, that you have to be one of the fittest. And how do you get there? Like I said, the 4 industrial revolutions, they had different impacts on career. Industry 1.0, that was the development of mechanization, the development of steam and water power. We saw that creating opportunities for people, factories were built. Next, Industry 2.0, we started experiencing mass production in the world. There were assembly lines. Electrical power came all over the world. People knew the solution that could be gotten through electricity. The many wonders of preservation, the many wonders of building things that came with Industry 2.0. The next industrial revolution we faced was Industry 3.0, automated production. We had computers, IT systems. It came with robotics. If you recall from that video that we saw about the impact of COVID on jobs, you will see that it was not saying that the robots are going to take our jobs, but it was saying that our jobs, the menial jobs, the jobs of carrying weight, the job of manual labor, they'll be eased off. So if all you do is manual, you have to learn how to move to Industry 4.0, where we are right now. We've moved to smart factories, autonomous systems, the industry of things, the Internet of Things, machine learning, AI. I'm sure you've heard so much about this. And we must ask ourselves, I've heard so much about this. What am I doing about it? I will ask you, if you hear the word reskilling officer, if you listen to the video I just played, what does the reskilling officer and bias manager have in common? Or development operations officer? Their careers in the future, they're not yet here, but they are coming. So imagine no more with the Industry 4.0, the law firms are losing staff because no longer do you need someone to come and read the whole book and find out, do some research for you. You have automated machines for that. No longer do you do most people, how many people still draft agreements using law firms? There are several websites for that. How many small businesses do you see employing cashiers? We have so many bookkeeping apps for that. So how are you preparing yourself? Like I said, change is the only thing, like Heraclitus, the philosopher said, the only constant in life is change. And employers are going to face a shortage of at about 38 to 40 million skilled workers and a potential surplus of 90 to 95 million low-skilled workers around the world. That's a McKinsey report. That means, in layman's language, that 90 to 95 million people will be losing jobs. And they're not, the irony of it is they will be looking for 38 to 40 million skilled workers. So there are these jobs that are there, but the people that are skilled are not there. And that's why we're talking about reskilling. The world is changing. A UK policymaker, when discussing the new position of government in terms of people losing their jobs. He said the idea of having one single education followed by one single career, finishing with a single pension is over. It's not possible for you to say, I studied English. I want to teach English, and I'm going to teach English for 30 years, and I'm going to retire. No longer. It's not possible anymore. Let's look at the kind of careers we are seeing these days. We have emerging careers, like I've said, and there are declining ones. This is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics for the US. And this is even 2018. This was before 2020. And this already, we could see the emerging jobs and declining jobs. All those team assemblers, the secretaries and admin assistants, if you don't have a second skill and all you know how to do is type, I'm sorry, your job is on the line. I don't want to be the one to break it to you, but there are many things you could add on to that. If you're a medical assistant, all those executive assistants, people work from home now. What do they do? Do they need a secretary? Inspectors, tasters, sorters, samplers, those that electronic equipment assemblers. Your computer comes to you in a box to your home. You're working remotely. You're being recruited from home. You sign all you need to sign, do all the documentation at home. The computer comes to you. Who is the IT guy that's coming to connect it to your house? You do it yourself. All the data entry, paper goods, bookkeeping. You have several apps that are doing that now. Auditing clerks, several apps that are doing that right now. So if you're a receptionist and you're thinking, people are not even using offices, they're working from home. So what happens to your job? How are we preparing ourselves? Look at the emerging careers, and there's still a lot of shortages in these emerging careers. So you just need to pick up one. And there's so many options. There's the data analyst. We can't have enough data analysts. We have IT project managers. We have digital transformation specialists, IT administrators. We have technology specialists, organizational development specialists, which is part of what I do, automation engineer, renewable energy, automation technicians, big data architects, so many more. But these are the top 10. Is your job there? If you're not, it's not all of us that will be entrepreneurs. And I say this all the time because everybody's saying 5 steps to becoming an entrepreneur, 20 steps to be. Some of us are going to be in big trouble because we don't have the grit. We don't have what it takes to become an entrepreneur. Why don't you just reskill and find yourself in a career so you can build your career within your strengths? I tell people there's no need to beat yourself over it. There are deposits of strength in people and deposits of weaknesses. Some of us, our weaknesses is that we cannot coordinate a whole company. We don't need to put ourselves and people's lives and livelihood and economy at risk. We can join a company, find your niche. What is my strength? Work on your strength. And with your strengths, align it. So what is driving this acceleration? A lot of people say that COVID was a major driver of the future of work. And I beg to disagree, because COVID slowed it down. If you really study the future of work, and I am a student of that, I will tell you that the future of work, mainly machine learning, AI, the gig economy, so many of that, slowed down because of COVID, but it was accelerating really fast because of these 6 items. What is causing such a speed in the future of work? Why is it changing? Why is the landscape of work changing so fast? One, you do not need to go to a university today to be a specialist in data analysis. So a child can come out of the secondary school and take on courses, and there are multiple educational sources. So that accelerates the person. If the person says, okay, I want to be a tester, starts going through the path, in 2 years, the person has the skills. And they will employ that person faster than someone that has spent 4 years or 6 years trying to study secretarial studies or something that's irrelevant to the future. Now, also, because of the gig economy, you find that everyone's working for themselves. So, like, I know most of the ladies here have probably been on one of my trainings, and I talked about how the different ways to about the gig economy and how you can just find a niche for yourself and get on one of the websites and get employed for your skills, sell your skills on a global level. Because of that, the employee controls the enterprise. You want a digital marketing person, person's whole office in their bedroom. So you have that. The fact that because it's one person managing their workforce, you see a flexible workforce. So with this, there's also open source technology. The open source technology means that most people that have made when they make it seems there's some background noise. Okay. Most people that have developed technology, they're not hiding stuff anymore. So people are able to build on their. So in fact, today I woke up to something and I was really happy. A Nigerian actually became the first Black unicorn startup from creating an app called Calendly. Anybody who, and I'm sure he did not develop all the technology from scratch because of the open source technology. Because if you are, it's open source, that means everyone has access to it and they can build upon it. So if you actually give it your time, whether you're a child in the garage or in the bedroom, you're able to just run with it and build your apps and make your money from there. So disruptions are not happening from huge wealthy organizations, people in their bedrooms. So the opportunities are so great. So you need to know that with this, because the internet, the globalization, this pandemic, the civil unrest, the VUCA world, the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, what is it saying to you? It's not saying fold up and die. No. It's telling you that these things are happening. That means you need to work differently. We've talked a lot about anti-fragility. We talked about Kinsey-Roy. So I'm sure most of you understand that. That means that you're growing post-traumatic growth. You're elastic. You're resilient, able to grow to be better even with shock. So how do you build from the beginning to build enough to grow with shock? With the shock, how do you disrupt your own plans so that you avoid disruption? How do you reskill and look at your job and say, come, this is what I'm doing today. How am I going to do it differently? I was doing HR. And HR, yes, it was getting automated in so many parts. But I asked myself, what other skill will I do? What can I add onto my HR that will make me future-proof? And I went and enrolled to become a John Maxwell coach. With that, I know that the future is expecting people that will have beyond the skill of HR, where you're doing processes, where you're doing human management, but also being able to have those skills, those human capital motivation skills that machines cannot have. Because AI can never coach you, because they only think in a linear way. They're only able to think based on programming. But as a coach, you think differently. You think in a way that a machine cannot cannot think. It's easy to just automate your HR, but you cannot automate your coaching. You can't automate your organizational development. And so how are we? I'm asking everyone on this call today, because I always like to have an action plan from wherever, whatever whatever lecture I give. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper now and ask yourself, how am I making my career anti-fragile? If I'm a broadcaster, can a machine broadcast? Of course, a machine can broadcast. We have many machines broadcasting now on YouTube, because they just put the video and the recorded things is typed, and they speak it out. They read it out. We hear different. So what can you do? What are you doing today? If it's broadcasting, what can you do to make it better? What can you do that a machine can't do? You need to reflect on that. And after we have reflected on that, we need to ask ourselves, do I have a strategic plan that is short-term enough? Because usually people will say, oh, my plan in 5 years is no longer, you can't plan 5 years anymore. Or you plan 5 years, but be wise enough that your 5 years has to be flexible enough to have short-term. Because short-term, that can be tweaked because of the kind of world we live in. Yeah, you need to have 3 months on to 5 years. 3 months now, okay, 6 months down the line, yes, and you go that way. That way you're able to be agile. If something changes, okay, I can change this one. If something changes, yes, I can change this one. Ask yourself, who could disrupt and when I say disrupt, okay, so the English word disrupt is different from the disrupt that I'm talking about. Disrupt in English would probably be stop something. I'm talking about disrupting in terms of business, in terms of career. Disruption, like Christian Christensen, who is the professor, the Harvard professor who brought up the theory of disruption, talks about disruption as, people coming to take over a position from an incumbent, because they look at the low-hanging fruits. They target the things that the incumbent is ignoring. Big organizations like the Black Cab in Britain. They felt nobody could compete with them. They had, they were well structured and all that. But when Uber came, Uber looked at all the loopholes. Who are they? Who are the underserved? Who are they not serving? Are they too overpriced? How can I put my price lower? Can I do this? What else can I do? Now, we cannot do business as usual. We need to think. And that's why I say, do you have a business continuity plan? Do you have career alternatives for whatever you're doing? A lot of us say we have side hustles, and we hear this person is selling granules. We rush and sell granules. No. You need to sit down and give yourself a thinking time, the time that you think and say, what are my plans if this happens? If there's a war, what would I do? Do I have a contingency plan? What are the career alternatives? If I lose this job today because of COVID or the future of work, what are my options? What am I going to do? We need to really reflect on this, because until you can sit down and reflect, you can't be anti-fragile. Because anti-fragility happens, you're thinking on your feet. And guess what? Because you're thinking on your feet, you're also thinking, because you have planned even before the thing happens, and you're able to think on your feet, you are able to go and make plans and that will work and take you even to a better place in spite of the storm, in spite of the whatever has happened. So I'm going to take questions now, and I want you to really reflect, think about it. World is evolving. Your career is evolving. How can I make myself future proof? How can I make my career future proof? Thank you.
Thank you
And I'm done.
so much. Yes, I'm
List of
actually sitting
sharing.
with you. Anti-fragility, that's a topic that really touches home because, like you started, you said something that's very, very true. And that is some truth that some of us have not been told enough in these times because they keep telling you small and medium enterprises are the ways to go so that business can this, so that economy can grow, so that, but they don't say the truth because there is this, and I speak for everybody, there's this notion that is going around that you should have a side hustle, that you should be able to find something on the side you're doing. You should try and work and come and start your own business. It now looks like everybody must start their own business. And some people don't take time to actually face the truth that not everybody is made for starting their own business. I find I may have found it easy to start my own business because my father and my mother were traders and entrepreneurs, basically. That's how I
Absolutely.
grew up to understand them. But even in our schooling system, there's really not been, it's only in recent times that we found education that is made available to hold you by the hand for business. Previously, I'm not sure that was available. This system was just
All
not
over
here.
the
You're
world,
saying something that is very true.
mm, all over the
Mm.
world, entrepreneurship is just it's a very new concept into education. So education was really meant for the factories to set people up to be able to work processes. So really there was not a lot of education that was equipping people for entrepreneurship. Now, thank God, things are changing. But even at that, we have different personalities, and I say this all the time. I say the world always tries to lump everybody together in one boat. We have introverts, we have
Mm.
extroverts, we have people that can do these things, and but we all need each other because that's what makes the world go round. We need your strengths, we need someone else's weaknesses, we need someone else's strengths as well. But everybody can become an entrepreneur. Even though my PhD is entrepreneurship and innovation, I am very clear to everyone. I believe in entrepreneurship as well, which means you work within an organization and you make the best for the organization. So it's so
Wow,
key
I've just learned
that
a new
we
word.
recognize what our best interests and our best strengths are and do the best for ourselves. Right now, if you are an entrepreneur like myself, you need to reskill. You need to reskill.
Wow.
Thank
Wow, I've just learned a new word, and I'm very sure a whole lot of people have learned a new word. Please, if this is the first time you're hearing entrepreneurship, please show a list of hands in the comments. We're having a whole lot of awesome comments, Dr. Thompson. Thank you so much. You know, I must say this. I do not mean this in disregard, but I must say that at first when I saw your screen stay on for a long time, I was kind of like, ooh, because normally actually that could make you lose an audience. Actually, I'm saying that in all honesty. But then I kept looking, and then the number of viewers was just steady, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is actually touching some people in the areas that matter. And I want to thank you for bringing up a topic that actually means a whole lot in these times. Thank you so much. I'm going to take on some comments here. I have. Wow, Queen Emmy Edukere says, thank you so much for this awesome and realistic information. So you can see what I'm saying. This is actually a topic that I'm really surprised I actually touched home like that. Loud and clear, doctor. Loud and clear. Someone said loud and clear.
thank
They've
you.
heard you in the areas that matter. And then someone said, beautiful. Abdullahi Idris said, beautiful presentation.
Thank
Enobong Worry Francis said, loud and clear, doctor. Okay, I think someone, you were asking a question, and some people replied, not yet, please. Okay, Samantha Oko said, thanks for this topic, ma'am. And Dr. Cordelia said, brilliant. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, Dr. Thompson. I must mention that this was a super brilliant one. And thank you so much, audience, who's been here. Dr. Thomas is actually leaving us now. She's given us so much, and I want to ask, how are you viewing the that is coming in your different industries? How are you viewing the understanding that this change is inevitable? Are you taking it in with fear, or are you re-strategizing so that no matter what comes, you are recession proof, you are pandemic proof, your career is actually change of times proof? Thank you so much, Dr. Thompson. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, darling audience, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We are having the best of our time this evening, and we have one more speaker to go. But unfortunately, we've been having a little bit of issues with her connectivity, and we're trying in the team to make sure that within the next 2 to 3, or at most 5 minutes, we see if we can get her connected, because that is another awesome woman all the way from Benin City who actually has a whole lot to offer. I'm speaking of none other than a very wonderful woman known as Lady Blessing Irabo, who is into a whole lot of things. Her company provides services in agriculture, in tourism, in business development, in consulting and fashion. She's an accomplished, unlike Dr. Thompson, who would say she's an accomplished entrepreneur. This lady, I'm speaking of Lady Irabo, is actually an accomplished entrepreneur. She's an advocate on issues that affect women. That is the part that I really admire about her. And she's highly respected in the business community for her leadership skills and for her intelligence and creativity. The accolades were there for this woman is too much. Like, the accolades are too much, and she has actually a whole lot of professional achievements which are very extensive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hope that the team within the next 3 minutes to 5 minutes can help us make sure that we don't lose the great content that comes with Lady Blessing Irabo. And while we're actually fixing that up, I'm going to just plead with you that we go for a short video break. Don't go anywhere. Keep your pen and your paper. My book is here. Keep your pen and your paper handy. Thank you so much. We'll be off for a short video break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, wasting her time, she's too shy to put her best foot forward. Turned down by the Decca Recording Company, who said, we don't like their sound, and guitar music is on the way out. A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
Well. So we're still having a little bit of difficulty with Lady Rabo coming online. I would be so blessed to have this wonderful lady. So now, being that this was supposed to be a 2-hour webinar, and we're almost closing in on our time. So I'll just find out, what have you learned? What have you learned from Dr. Thomas? What have you learned from Dr. Thompson? Both of them, Thompson. That's good. Dr. Thomas, that was the lady who spoke about 2021 and the Pygmalion effect. Why you should be giving yourself positive thoughts, why you should be giving yourself positive self-fulfilling prophecies by already saying what you want to be and making sure that you improve, keep up the positive self-talk. So what have you actually learned from Dr. Eunice? Please kindly share in the comments with me, because I'd like to actually have one or two things to go home with if I have not written that down in my notes already. And then also, what have you learned from Dr. La Thompson, just spoke on anti-fragility and the future of our work as we speak, making mention to the fact that everybody cannot be entrepreneurs. Some of us have to actually work for the entrepreneurs. Some of us have to be in the system to make sure that the businesses are actually working. We may not all have to own businesses. So what have you actually learned? Please share in the comments. I actually want to share a few comments. We will keep this up for like another 5 minutes, and then if we cannot have the beautiful Lady Rabo join us, then we'll have to shut this down, because I do not know what technical issue she's facing from her end. You know, this is a virtual conference, so we have to do this from our different homes. So what have you learned? What have you learned? Personally, I will tell you something I learned. Personally, I have learned about minimalism. To a great degree, it has made so much sense to me. Less is more. Less is more. There isn't a need to actually want to be too much or keep too much when it is not serving you. Whereas if you can concentrate and put your powers in a particular direction, you can make a lot more impact than wanting to be everywhere, wanting to do everything. Less is more has meant too much more to me than I can explain. Less is more. I can write a whole book from just the meaning of less is more to me right now. And I'm very happy that I keyed in and that I listened to Dr. Thomas. I've also found from Dr. Thompson that there really is no need to fear. There really is no need to fear the change that we are actually living with right now, because whether you like it or not, either way, change is something that's going to be constant. It's going to happen whether you want it or not. So you rather brace up, or you get lost and left behind. So what have you actually learned? Please share with me in the comments. I'm actually waiting to read one or two things before we actually go, because this broadcast is about to actually wrap up in just a little while. Please, I'd like our humanity team to let me know if we can have Lady Rabo, or if Lady Rabo will come up for us tomorrow. I'd like to use the opportunity before I read the comments to let you know, please, that the Leapp 1.0 webinar is actually a 3-day webinar. 3-day webinar, today being the first day. It's actually supposed to hold on January 28th, January 29th, and January 30th. And I've been so blessed by just the first day. So if the first day was like this, what do you think the second and the third day would be? So am I telling you, stay locked in. Follow the Women Initiative on Facebook. Subscribe to the Women Initiative on YouTube, so that you don't miss any of it. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. Begin the broadcast, the Leapp 1.0 Leapp 1.0 conference. Like I always said, the Leapp 1.0 is actually one of the events that the Humanity Initiative put together. We scheduled very many events for 2021, and we're so excited to let you know about that. But bit by bit, this is the very first one, and it's strategically put together to provide you, our audience, with the information you need to thrive in a post-pandemic economy. So that is why you should join us tomorrow, and that is why you should join us the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we have awesome topics to come. We have actually for tomorrow a lovely lady, Amanda Thomas, coming on. She'll be speaking on negative parenting, and we'll also have Dr. Epe. Dr. Epe will be speaking on the environment and climate change. And we'll be having the lovely, delectable Dr. Regina Inem, who will be speaking on strategic parenting in the 21st century. I also want to let you know that 30th is going to be mind blowing, where we'll be speaking about personal branding, branding and online marketing, leadership in the pandemic, and also the place of insurance in uncertain times. These are pieces of information that are supposed to equip you with how to move forward for 2021. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for staying on. I want to remind you, please, Dr. Thomas had an offer, sorry, gave us an offer. You can access Dr. Thomas's best-selling book, A Dozen Laws of Humanity, for 50% discount. And you can actually take advantage of that through the link that's going to be, showing the screen very soon. That was, I think, flutterwave.com/pay/ADLW. That's A Dozen Laws of Humanity, ADLW-LEAPP. That's flutterwave.com/ADLW-LEAPP. And that's for you if you click right now to take advantage of 50% discount. That's an offer she's giving us on her book. And there's also the awesome mentorship program that is coming up. She's offering us an opportunity to be a part of a 6-month mentorship program. All of these, for you to find more about it, please visit www.eunice.thomas.com. www.eunice.thomas.com. She's got great packages on leadership, great packages on life generally, lots of coaching offers that you will be glad to take advantage of. I want to thank Dr. Eunice Thomas. This is so much to give. She is actually the convener of the Global Humanity Conference. And ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I am so happy to have spoken. I'm so happy to have been here. I'm so happy to have shared this opportunity to learn with you. And I want to thank you. I'm receiving comments already. Thank you so much for this awesome and realistic information. Brilliant. Thanks for the topics, ma'am. I'm so blessed to actually have been part of this as much as you are. So this is me saying thank you so much for staying with us. This is me saying God bless you. This is me saying watch out for the Leapp 1.0 day 2 by tomorrow. This is me saying have a very lovely evening. Thank you for staying on. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow the Humanity Initiative on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to share with others, please, this link. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Do not forget to come here by 7 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow. And don't forget to come with your pen and your notepad. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. God bless you and good night. Bye.